Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Captain of Industry Update 4. It is officially released as of the 9th of the 3rd, 2026. We are currently live, and Update 4 literally dropped an hour 10 minutes ago. So we are going to start a brand new game. And we do have the new train expansion. Also got a new map. So the new map is this one, Shattered Isles. The map size is 7.2 by... land area is 26 kilometers. 26 biggest map? That's a big map. It's a big map, chat. The biggest map yet. It goes without saying, chat, I am recording this at the same time, so I will be breaking it down into YouTube videos for those that don't watch the whole live streams back, in case, you know, you're not here for the full live stream. And they'll be getting rolled out over the coming weeks. So, Shattered Isles, map size is 26 kilometers. We have... Okay, so the actual inside the trailer, this was flipped because the camera was over here. So 4 starting spots. So we're going to be starting up in this area. We're just going to do basic. No, I'm going to do my own. We're going to do realism and realism plus, like always. But we'll keep it on that. I always play with these on. It just makes sense. And ore sorting. If you play without that, you're a crackhead and you're weird. This will be our world seed. So if you want the same world map as us when you go and do your ship exploring, this is the seed if you want that. Obviously, because that is randomized. The map isn't randomized, but like the world map where you travel with your cruise ship and whatnot. So that's what that key is. Launch game. Welcome, Captain. We don't need to read that. Our new starting area. We are going to take it extremely slow. And first thing we're going to do is pause the game. And I'm pretty sure I should really be coming down here in the bottom corner. I think that's going to be the... right, so we are going to take this super slow. Have we got... One's in the YouTube chat and Twitch chat if you are new to Captain of Industry. This is your first time playing it or seeing it. Because it's my second most favourite automation game. Right, so if you don't know what Captain of Industry is, it's an automation game. It's not a city builder. A lot of people for some reason think it is. It's not a city builder. It's not a colony builder or anything like that. It's an automation game. The only difference is you put down little housing plots or little thingy plots just for population, but they do have needs, okay? And how we kind of excavate and everything is by using the good old trucks and whatnot, and that's how we get our ores. So once we get to getting excavators, we'll start mining some iron and whatnot. We will start taking some trees down. We'll start getting some sand and copper and coals over here. So it seems that everything's pretty close together. We've got a bit of sand here also. I feel like the first island we're going to go to is, if we look at our layers, let's have a look what we've got around. So on here, we've got copper. We've got some oil here. We've got limestone here. We have a little bit of water here. We also have some oil here as well. Copper, coal, iron. Even got some gold here. Got some gold on this island. And quartz. More water, more limestone, more sand. And over here we have more items. So this is update 4, and they have introduced bridges and amphibious vehicles. You have to take this game very slow, okay? You can't just randomly just throw stuff down. There is something in the game called a death spiral, okay? The game primarily focuses on fuel, so your diesel, because obviously your trucks need diesel and all that kind of stuff. Repairs, mechanical parts, all that kind of stuff, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we have a little starting area here. This is where our house... We're not going to touch anything down here. I'm not going to put any form of automation down here because we have our plots for our people, and we can see that we have 90 population per each of these, and they have a capacity of 160. We have how many vehicles? 8. We have 8 trucks. These are tier 1 trucks. And we have 1 tree harvester. We do have our goals up here, which is build coal maker and connect to smokestacks. So the first thing we're going to do I need to increase the UI size a little bit? I think I'm okay. I'm good. It's good for me. Right, so let's get our coal maker down. I need to remember where everything is in here. So we have diesel, smokestack, whatnot. Dumping designation. This has got a new image. It's got a new little image. Oh, damn. Look at these little fancy icons. Okay, so coal maker. We're going to throw this down over here. We can get up onto this, can't we? Can they drive up there? They should be able to drive up there, right? It's a bit steep. Should be able to drive up there. I don't see why they shouldn't, because we can't get excavators otherwise. Build a core maker and connect a smokestack. So we need a smokestack. So we're going to throw a smokestack on the front of that. So if we look in here, we can see that 18 wood is going to make 7.5 coal, and it's going to output 6 exhaust out of here. So we need to make sure that smokestack is connected so we can start sending the smoke into our atmosphere. Let's also now get a tree harvesting designation, and we're just going to get these cut first. I'm going to start cutting this down all in this area. Probably going to be able to not reach some of these that's up on the cliffs properly, like these here. But let's just add them in there. And that's that. Let's assign 2 trucks to our tree harvester. So 1, 2. That gives us 6 trucks available. And let's hit play. Let's hit play. This seems a little steep. Are you going to get up here? I'm gonna guess you are. It's gonna be like a bloody slide when you come down it though. Look at them. Oh boy. Be careful. Careful. They can make it. I managed to miss a single tree. Of course I did. Of course I did. Right, build a coal maker and connect it to a smokestack. That's being built now. Start harvesting trees. That's what they're about to do. Build a blast furnace and connect it to a metal caster and a smokestack. Yes, so we're going to do the automation up here because I'm going to leave all of this down here for buildings and the population stuff. I guess we will just do it here in this general area, and then we can start shifting it over here because then everything can come into this location, right? So let's get a blast furnace. Let's get you down. And we need a smokestack for this. And we are going to use the iron scrap because right now we can't excavate the iron. So we need to start breaking this down, which has 944 scrap and 600 concrete blocks. Okay, wood is being collected, so that going to the coal miner. That's been done. Producing coal, that should happen once he delivers the wood over here. We have this being built. We need to connect this to a metal caster. A metal caster needs 12 molten iron. These output 24, so we can put 2 of these down. I'm going to put you down here. I've also just remembered, I'm going to put it down here, in fact, because I totally forgot that this is going to output slag, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. No, it doesn't. Not until the iron gets involved, isn't it? So we can't automate this yet. However, we can do molten channels. So molten channel's going to come out of here. And then that's going to come and connect into there. Connect into there. So this is outputting 24 molten iron and 18 exhaust. The exhaust is going into this anyway, which can do 60. This is outputting 24. These consume 12, so 1 to 2. And then that will start making us some iron. Yeah, this map is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Right, so one of them's done. We'll just wait on the rest. I'm not going to do any form of speed up yet. That's going to produce iron. We need to build a farm on fertile ground. Build a farm on fertile ground. Oh, actually, that's a good point. Where is going to be easiest place for our farms? I guess this could be our area for farms, right? I feel like that might be the best thing to do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Got to make sure this is on fertile ground, though. I'm going to throw it there. You don't need to use both exits from the smelter to use both of those iron makers. No. So this automatically is always outputting 24. So if I was to put one down here, it would then give me 12 on each. So if you wanted to do one on one side, one on the other. How do you tell if it's fertile or not? You can tell by the grass. You see how this is nice and green, but then this is all kind of like dirty, you know? That's the difference. So we might have a little bit, you can see here how this is a bit infertile here, but I'm only putting this down just for now. Let's collect our first reward. We are working on a farm. Start power production by building a diesel generator. Let's get a diesel generator. And I'm going to try and keep everything closer together in this one. Like I said, I want to keep all of this down here just for houses for the people's plot. We have got this here, so I'm going to use this area for a small little fuel place here. So I'll do that. So if that's the case, I'm just going to bring this up here. And I can have this connected. Let's do that. How do I don't think I can delete thingy right now, can I? Oh, remove debris. There we go. Yeah, I can. Wait for harvest of potatoes. So we have this going right now. Soil moisture is going down. Soil fertility is good. 77%. Start power production by diesel generator, which we're getting built. Build a research lab. The next thing we need to do. Research lab, baby. Let's get you down. Build waste collection attachment to the settlement. Waste housing, waste collection. Let's get that built. and designate a dumping zone for waste. I guess what I'll do, since we have the oil here, we can start doing that. We have to now think about though, right, is if I want to make a dumping area, we have to think of making sure the ship's pathing can path correctly, you know? So I am going to do a dumping designation just over here. So we're going to want terraforming dumping designation. So anything we don't want, which is going to be waste and whatnot, I want you to kind of dump it down here. Wait, I've just realized the base of this map is +5. We have so much land on this new map. 27 kilometers as well. This is a big boy map. So much logistics is going to be needed. So much trains. You don't have any fuel yet. So production, I want to set this to 15. And the reason I want to set this to 15 is because production priority. And that's just going to help us in the later game. So if any other new power productions we create as a higher priority, this will shut down by itself. And the one that could be reusable fuel will keep being consumed. So we're going to assign that to 15 because it's the only source of power we have right now. So once we get fuel delivered there, which we should have a vehicle on its way, which is right here, we can get that going over there. So that is a big thing in this, is pollution. Because when you get to, let's say, mid-game, you start having quite a bit of population, and you need workers, and workers are your backbone for everything functionality-wise in your factories, right? So as you can tell, we have up here, we have 70 houses available, and we have 90 total of 90 population, right? And we have 44 workers, right? So we've got 44 workers left because the 90 that we had have already been consumed by what we have already. So for example, this research building needs 6. This building needs 2. This building needs 2. The others might be kids as well. How many builders are in the trucks? So if you look at a truck, it's just 1 person. So let's collect these 2 rewards. Collect reward, and we research construction. So if we go into our research, and by the way, if you've never seen the research tree in this, prepare to be mind blown, because here's the research. Here's the research tree. So this is everything from basic production, so you're getting better vehicles, getting better maintenance, trading docks, get better tools, for example, copy paste. You can copy paste, you can flip, you can make blueprints for those curious. Basic diesel, all that stuff, copper refinement, start working on the construction. So these right here is your milestones, you could say, if you're kind of used to other factory games, right? So when you make these next construction parts, you can start going on to the next tier of stuff, and so on and so forth. It's kind of like research labs as well, right? So you start going up here, you move to the next one, you get larger vehicles, you get trains, you get more conveyor belts, you get sulfur processing, gas combustion, tree plantation, fertilizers for your crops and whatnot, amphibious vehicles, bridges. This is new in update 4, which come out today. Longer trains, fireless steam locomotive, research lab 2, vehicle management, advanced smelting, cracking, naphtha, larger storages, arc furnaces, waste management, electrolysis with hydrogen, chlorine, brine, fruit exhaustion stuff. There's so much that goes on. Start making appliances for your bases, bigger trucks, bigger excavators, faster belts, better pipes, CO2 recycling, robotics. Like, it is pretty wild. It is pretty wild. Research construction, that's what I was doing, wasn't it? I wanted to research construction. So this is going to give me the assembler, and it's going to unlock these recipes here. Nice little quality of life for those that don't know is when you click onto any of these, or if I'm going to my recipes here. If I go into here, you can see what I can unlock. So I've got diesel generator. If I click on diesel here, it shows me what diesel is produced in and what it's consumed in, right? And anything that's grayed out, obviously you can't make it yet. And then these products will keep expanding when we unlock stuff. So if you ever need to learn how to do something, you can just follow it back to its source here. You can go into electricity, you can go into air pollution. This is everything that does air pollution and production of it and whatnot. And the other cool thing is let's say I want to build something. So if I wanted to build this, I can click control and click on it, and it'll come in including the recipe that you've selected that's in there. Do I have to restart for the update? No, you don't have to restart for the update. No. There is a new map, however. Which is 27 kilometers compared to the biggest Dragon Isle map. So this is now the biggest. It's absolutely mega. Look at it. Many, many, many islands ready for bridges and stuffs. The boats have doubled in capacity. Yeah. Do you know something? The one thing I didn't realize was coming, well, one was train waypoint signals, and two was the stackers. They've now got tier 2 stackers, which is pretty nuts, because here's the original stacker, which is this one. And as you know what a stacker is, it's just basically attached to your conveyor belt and dumps stuff into the item. But now they've got tier 2 stackers. If I just type it here, stacker, and there's another one. Here it is, stacker tower. So it looks like cranes, and they move on a track, dumps materials from connected conveyor belts directly on the terrain-supported products. And then they've got extensions as well. An extension rail that attaches to an existing stacker tower to expand its range. That's pretty cool. Super nice. And obviously amphibious vehicles is something they've added with this one. So just so you guys are aware, we are going to be playing this today. We're going to be playing it tomorrow. We're going to be playing it on Wednesday. On Thursday, we will be playing Timberborn 1.0. And on Friday, we'll be playing Timberborn. So we're going to be switching between this and Timberborn for the next week. And then we're going to drop a Satisfactory stream as well. And then we have a Crimson Desert coming out. Right. Research construction. So, research construction. Let's get that going. What do I want to get queued next? Let's get the trading dock queued. Then maintenance queued. And then we will get vehicles and excavation and tools. And then we'll leave it there for now. Alright, construction's being done. Research trading dock. They're already being done, so that's that out the way. It's the 19th of September on year 2. Yeah, we're just going to take this nice and slow, chat. If it is your first time playing it, don't speed up the game. Don't speed up your game. You will come to regret it. Once we get tools up as well, we can start going into planning mode. And for those that don't know what planning mode is, it means we can start putting like little ghosts of buildings down without being built. So you can start planning things. And then click build afterwards whenever you're ready to build it. Because in this game, you do have to expect to sit around a little bit sometimes and just watch things flow and all that stuff. Nice, we've got construction done. So now we need to build the assembler. Build the assembler, which is this. And we can see we can make construction parts now, mechanical parts and electronics. So we can make construction parts. So we want to go make mechanical parts because of that. Let's do the assembler. Let's just throw this down here. Keeping these together right now because we don't have conveyor belts. So the way things move around at the minute is via a truck will come here to pick up iron plates, then they'll come here to drop it off. Eventually we'll start getting U-shaped conveyors and we'll start getting loose conveyors and we'll start getting like flat conveyors and we can start outputting directly into buildings so we don't have to worry about all of that. Because what you want to rely the trucks on is going from A to B on that kind of stuff, really. Right, so we want to make construction parts. That's what it's telling us to make, which is this one. Which means we're going to start consuming the wood from here. No, from here. So we have wood just sitting in here. No, the wood's just coming from here, isn't it? From these guys. This is coal sitting in here. And then the concrete slabs are actually coming from here, right here. Until we start making it from limestone, which is way over here. For those wondering, or have never played before, there is terraformation in the game. So even though you can see iron here, once you start leveling and flattening all this out, you might have to start making chasms and mining bloody sites and start going down. Right, let's collect the reward for construction parts. Build a trading dock. So we're going to make a trading dock. We'll just throw you over here. Yeah, make quarries. Yeah. Build maintenance depot. So we now have unit storages, which we're going to put down a storage here. We're going to make this iron plates. We're going to put down a storage here. We're going to make this wood, so then we can try and get rid of these trees as quick as possible. We're going to put one here, and this is going to be for potatoes. Oh no, we need a loose for potatoes, don't we? Which we don't have yet. We've now got pipes. Is there anything else storage can go into? Yes, you guys. And I'll make you also construction parts. We can micromanage trucks in here for those wondering. Like you can set priority in here for builds. And then you can also, well, set priority here for builds, and this is delivering here. So priority for delivering materials needed for this. So if you had 1 on 1 and 1 on 15, they will deliver to the 1 first before the 15, so you can kind of micromanage that. You've also got trucks will keep full if under a certain amount. So if the item storage drops below 100, trucks will make sure that it delivers some parts here. And then you can also keep it empty if it reaches a certain threshold, in case you don't want to fill up that storage and whatnot as well. So you can do that stuff. We have a trading dock being built. We have build maintenance depot. Did I not do that? Maintenance depot. Let's stick that next to the fuel. Build another assembler to make mechanical parts. So I'm just going to press C. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to change the recipe to mechanical parts. So you can, in a building, you can set, I can set 3 recipes being built in here, right? And then in here, I can choose the priority of what recipes will come, what want to be built first. So you can do that, but as of right now, we are not. We just want this recipe in here because we already have this building assigned to construction parts. So this one's going to make mechanical parts. Beautiful. We need to get some wood a little quicker. Right, maintenance done. Let's collect reward for that. Purchase concrete slab for iron from the village on the world map. So we'll go to the trade with a village. Here's a village, and we want to do it for concrete slabs for iron. So we are going to buy a couple, and that should automatically get added into here. Build a vehicles depot. Construct a new small excavator. And construct new pickups ×2. So let's collect reward for the trading. And now we're going to do a vehicle depot. We've now got loose storage also, which means I can add a loose storage here for potatoes. Because potatoes are consumed in the people's space. So you can see right here, they need carbs, which is potatoes. I mean, we've got to store, the storage is already full of potatoes. But it goes without saying, the more people we have, the more workers we're going to need and whatnot. So, for example, if there's an illness later down the line, people won't be able to work, which means some of your factories might start shutting down, which could be vital infrastructures. Hence why you need to make sure you have got priority for workers assigned, because if it's a power infrastructure that goes down, or you mainly want your power to be really on high, so that workers will always be in your power area, and whatever's not prioritized, bring that lower down, right? So we do want to go for a vehicle depot, so we're just going to throw this down next to my research building, and then we are going to get a excavator built and 2 pickup trucks. Enable iron recipe that uses iron ore in the blast furnace. We don't want to do that yet because we don't have iron being done, hence the vehicles. Research the beacon. So if I hit G, we can research the beacon, which is up here. So let's get the beacon researched. Let's get ship dock repair as well. And then let's go for captain's office, basic concrete, basic diesel. But now we have a mine control tower. And what these do, these allow you to create a designation point where excavators can work. So if we look inside here and we can edit the area, we want to make sure this is going to cover most or majority of the iron ore, or wherever you want your excavators to be assigned to, like, mine out. So we can add nodes onto this and so on and so forth. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than possible. I do want to learn from past mistakes as well, and I want to make sure the mine tower is a little further away from where it needs to be, because it doesn't need to be directly next to it, but for some reason, a bad habit of mine is putting it right next to it. And then when it comes to making quarries later, I then need to move it to one side because I need to build a ramp down. So it's a bad habit of me placing this next to where it is. So I'm just going to cut it. I'm just going to move it back. Then I'm going to rebuild this here. Little bad habit of mine. I'm now going to make that bigger and come down here. It doesn't need to be this big straight from the get-go. It just saves me the hassle of doing it later. And then we don't have the excavator built yet, so I can't assign it. But that's built. That's the mine tower down. What I do want to do, though, is we now need to do an ore sorting plant. Because we are playing on the realism setting, for those that don't know, what that does, it... let's just throw this... Let's just throw it here. Oh, no, let's throw it here. What that does is, before these was added to the game, the trucks will go over here. The excavator will start grabbing the ore and the dirt and everything. And inside the trucks, they'll have, like, a mixture of dirt, rock, and iron, for example. And then for some reason they had a little filter on back of the truck, so if I had 3 storages here, one was set to iron, rock, and then the other one might be dirt, the truck will automatically filter it, so it's a bit weird. But what this ore sorting plant does, they dump all of their ore into this, and then this sorts it into its own designated channels. No, we're just playing on normal difficulty dragon with all the realism settings on, and the ore sorter. Right, so we have ore sorting plant. So we already know this is going to be primarily for iron, right? So we're going to add a product, and we're going to do iron. We're going to add another product, and it's going to be dirt, because we know dirt's going to get collected here. And we're going to add another product, which is going to be rock. So we're going to do that. We're going to disable auto-assign products. The reason we want to disable this is because, for example, if we are, let's say, too close to sand and some sand gets picked up by accident, they'll throw it in here and it will automatically assign sand into this slot. I don't want that to happen. I would rather the truck alert me that it's picked up sand, so then I can manually sort it out. So I disable this so it doesn't add these automatically on here. What I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to remove these here. So these are the channels. So we can see iron here, which means iron will come out of this left-hand side hole. And I'm going to want iron to come out of this side as well. So we're going to do 2 iron. We're going to do 1 dirt and 1 rock. And then we're going to assign storages here. So I want to make sure that we have enough room just for the loose belts to come out later. So we're going to do 1 there. If I hold shift, I can actually duplicate my build. Then we're going to do on this side, same thing. So I want 2 gaps for that. I want this one to be assigned to iron. And we're going to do the same for this one. This one is going to be for, which one was which? Dirt is coming out as C, so this one will be dirt. And then this one would be, flashbang. This one will be rock. We can't connect these up with conveyor belt yet because we've not researched it. Mine control tower, right, let's assign the excavator to this and assign 2 trucks. We are then going to go into land terraforming, and we're now going to do a mining. And what we're going to do is we are just going to keep on this flat ground, and I want them to flatten the terrain and start cutting away at this. That's their plan. So yeah, now I'm going to cut away at this mountain. But what I'm going to do is I want to assign him to mining priority is to be iron ore. So that's his focus. So mining towers don't have to be specifically for ore. You could get them to just dig a tunnel through here so you can build a road through this section. Because one thing you'll notice is that every area is actually blocked off by a little cliff or a mountain, right? So for me to get over to this area, I actually need to go through this or around this or through this mountain here, however, you know. It's the same with, you know, over here. What you used to do in the past is, you know how I was building a dirt, so how these are all dumping like underwear in here. I can make a designated dumping site to build a bridge from there to there, like a dirt bridge, not like an actual bridge, and that's how you would do it before. But now we've got bridges, and bridges allow you to go over there without obstructing the actual paths of ships or whatever. Ding! Let's click that. So now that we're getting iron, we can now turn this and change the recipe to iron. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the iron scrap here, but I'm going to make that as a priority first before using this. So if this stops production, this line, it will then go onto this line and start consuming the iron scrap as a secondary. This guy's just mining away. I always enjoy just watching these just do stuff. But as you can see, there's a mixed bag in there. There's a little bit of iron and quite a bit of dirt. Without the ore sorting facility, they would just kind of filter it out themselves into the storages. But then the devs added this building. Hello, but in this update, ships can transport materials to another shipyard. I believe so, yes. I've not really looked into that myself, but I'm pretty sure someone else will mention it. I'm pretty sure you can do. I love the look of the suspension bridges. Yeah, they're really nice. I'm pretty sure there's about 3 or 4 different variants, right, of the ships. Process iron ore, so hopefully that gets done. As of right now, we're just getting mainly dirt coming out of here. What I want to do, though, is I want them to empty this. Because if they don't empty this, the dirt will back up into here. So think of byproducts. If these storages get full, the other stuff won't get produced. So if the dirt mounds up, iron and rock will not get produced in here. So you need to make sure things are flowing. So we're going to assign these to be dumped where necessary. So if we go to our, where is it? Our trucks, and we go to what can be dumped by trucks, we can see that dirt can be dumped, rock can be dumped, slag, and waste. Waste comes from your population. Then we have slag, which comes from here, which, to be honest, I need to get a storage container here. This needs to get slag And then we need to make sure this automatically gets emptied as well by the trucks. Otherwise, the slag will back up here and we won't be able to produce what we need to. But we are full on iron right now. I'm not going to duplicate this because I'm probably going to end up moving this little storage here and start automating everything here. So like we'll get the iron to come into here automatically in a little chain and whatnot. So I don't want to do mass storages, only just for me to move them all anyway. But we should get the iron ore processed. I might need to get a few more vehicles. We do need to build a beacon, so we can do that. Let's just throw this down here. Build housing attached to the existing settlement. We have 68 houses available. I'm not going to do that just yet. And build another assembler to produce construction parts. So we are going to build another assembler. And this is going to make construction parts. Wait, another one to make construction parts, was it? Yeah. So make 2 construction parts. Oh, I've got my tools now as well. Totally forgot. Oh yeah, copy settings. So I can copy that setting, paste it in there. Because you're construction parts, aren't you? Yeah, you're construction parts. I want you to be mechanical parts. Let's collect the reward for that. Telling me to dump slag, but that should automatically get done once iron gets added into here. We just don't have enough iron here as of right now. And that's only because inside the terraformation, we can see that they're getting rid of this. And there's little bits of iron in here anyway. You know what? Let's just get the housing down. And then you also want... okay, the refugees arrived. Nice. So let's pause that. We have 27 workers available. Do you need slag storage? I've got a slag storage here. And this is getting dumped. Population growth. Let's collect that. We're still waiting on dump slag and research basic diesel, which we are making our way through. We are getting captain's office right now. Basic concrete's being done, and then we're going to go to basic diesel because we need to get basic diesel up. Because if we look on the right hand side, we can see we've got 297 fuel in total. The vehicles are going down here and refueling the diesel from here. Eventually, this will run out, so we need to start making our own diesel, and that's what the oil will come into. Here, we'll start putting down a little refinery down here to start making some fuel. Chat. Trucks are very busy right now, so we're gonna get some more. Let's get 4 new vehicles. We do have coal being done here. Let's actually get a loose storage. I'm going to assign that to coal, so then the coal can actually come out of here and be there. We are full on wood as well. I'm actually going to duplicate this, because we know what it's like later for the sheer amount of wood we're going to be going through. Well, I do anyway. What's the TLDR on update 4? New map. Trains have now got tier 2 variants. We've now got amphibious vehicles. So amphibious vehicles, well, you're able to cross the waters now. You've also now got bridges, so you don't have to build dirt bridges to get from one place to another. You can actually build like a proper, bridge. Ship pathings and all that kind of stuff has been changed. Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff. Train waypoint signals, which this game got it before Satisfactory. I'm gonna be talking about that for so long now. Performance updates and whatnot. There's been quite a bit. So right now we just kind of need to chill and just allow things to be done. Oh, I've just realized I should really put down another storage here. And we want to put this into mechanical parts, because mechanical parts doesn't have one. It's just sat there. Mechanical parts are needed for this building, which is to vehicle maintenance. Because if we look at vehicles, we can see, oh, this is new, isn't it? Monthly productivity. This is the new, ooh, nice. Nice. So how much that vehicle is contributing to their yearly productivity, monthly productivity. That's pretty cool. But yeah, maintenance right here. Just looked and bridges are behind construction parts 3. Yes, I believe they are at the same variant as trains, right? That's where they've been added. Bridges. Yeah, they've been added into the same area as trains, which makes sense, to be honest. Because this, construction parts 3 is, in reality, that's when you step up your logistics. I feel like this is a good spot for it as well. Right, basic diesel is now being researched. We're still waiting for slag to be dumped, so that's obviously going to get achieved once this grey bar hits here. New vehicles are being made. Cool. I think I'm going to get another tree harvester built. These storages have been made with the additional wood. What you find out is most players will end up having massive bloody storages of wood just for the sake of clearing this so we have room to build, but then later down the line you're going to need it for wood chips and all that stuff. Is this game any good? Yes, it's my second most favorite automation game. It's the most underrated automation game out there. He is built. the next tree harvester. Let's assign 2 more trucks to him. We did just make 4 trucks, so that's all right. We start going through these trucks a bit quicker. Our potatoes are already snacked. Potatoes! Right, so we've now got basic diesel done. We're still waiting with the dump slag. So build an oil pump and an oil deposit and connect them to the basic distiller. Build a liquid dump near the shore and enable recipes to dump wastewater. Produce diesel and dump wastewater. So we are going to do that directly here because that's where the oil is on this map, right? Yes. So we are going to get an oil pump. This makes 20 barrels of oil per minute. The basic distiller needs 60 oil, so this is where this recipe thing comes in as well, for those wondering. So crude oil is produced in the oil pump, but if you click on this, it'll tell you where it goes to, right? So basic distiller, we need crude oil, coal, and that will make fuel, wastewater, and exhaust. To get rid of wastewater, if we click on that, we can, it gets produced in all of these recipes that we have available right now. It will get added to more later, but then this is how we consume it. So we can either dump it, which is the only thing we can do right now, or consume it later in the wastewater treatment plant to make sand, chlorine, and all that kind of stuff. So the only thing we can do right now is get a liquid dump. So we need to go back to the source and get an oil pump made. So we know we need to do 3 of these pumps. So 1, 2, 3. And for those wondering, there is no head lift required in pipes. Okay? Just so you are aware, you don't need to do any form of head lifts. Right, get you being done. So now we need, I'm not going to put a storage down for the oil. I am going to put a basic distiller down. We need the oil to come directly into this. We also need 6 coal. So I'm going to put a loose storage down here and I'm going to connect it directly to the back of this. We're going to assign this to be coal, and I want this to be half full with coal at all times. And then this is going to be making this. So we'll always have the coal coming in. We'll have the oil coming in via these 3, and we're going to be making 27 diesel. Piping just works, yes. Is there a max load in pipes? Yes. So pipes does have a max load. You can see here, a pipe 1 is actually can hold 60. So your throughput is 60. Pipes in this just work exactly like conveyor belts if they have a maximum throughput. You don't need to worry about lifts, you don't need to worry about height, anything, they just work like conveyor belts. The other cool thing, which is probably one of my favourite features about the game, is if you notice, I did not colour these pipes. Whatever the contents of the pipe is, it actually colours that pipe. So for example, this is oil, so it's automatically going to colour your pipes black, right? So you can see they are slowly turning black because there's oil content in them. Right, so now we have the oil coming in. We are now making, I need to get the smokestack, so let's get that up. Get the smokestack up. We have got fuel. So I want storage and I want fluid storage. I'm going to have to put you to there. Connect you directly in. We also now need wastewater. So we need a liquid dump. I'm just going to throw this at the end here. And we are going to get the waste out of this. We're going to raise it up. You do have to kind of like micromanage your pipes and your height of belts and everything. You can see I can make go up and down and whatnot. Certain vehicles will not go through certain heights of pipes. So keep that in mind as well. So we're just going to take this all the way along here. And then we're going to take it all the way to the end. And then into the liquid dump. Get rid of all the waste. Let's collect the reward on the processing iron. We can already see we've now got fuel in here. This pipe has now turned orange because it's receiving fuel. And this water should turn like a brownie colour because it's piss. But I also need to set the recipe of this to wastewater. And that's going to cause water pollution. And water pollution does affect our people and health. So we can see vehicle pollution here, air pollution. Water pollution will get added here in a second once this starts pissing out the shit, and then that will affect our total health. So we need to keep an eye on this. So it's definitely something that a lot of people forget about, is your pollution levels and micromanaging these, because when you get later in the game, you're going to have bigger variants of these, more factories, more pollution. And then you need to start breaking, like taking the piss and everything from here, like the shit and everything from here, and start putting it into a waste treatment plant and whatnot to start consuming it instead of killing all the turtles, you know? Yeah, but the game will remind you, that you can have underground pipes. Yeah, put your trenches down and fill them back up. Okay, we are good here. So we've now got diesel production.